everyone, I'm Nadine and welcome to Bookish Nook. Today I am doing my top 10 books of 2014 with 4 honorable mentions. So I just will say my list is not really set, so like any of the books can be interchanged except the first book. The first book is absolutely my number 1 book of 2014. So coming in at number 10, I have Veronica Mars, The $1,000 Tan Line by Rob Thomas and Jennifer Graham. This past year in 2014, I fell in love with Veronica Mars, watched the show, watched the movie, started the book, and loved it. If you're a fan of Veronica Mars and haven't checked this out, you definitely should. Coming in at number 9, I have the Song of Ice and Fire series by George R. R. Martin, more specifically A Storm of Swords. This book is so action-packed and crazy and a lot of fun. This series is by far one of the best series I've ever read, and if you've been wanting to read it, definitely check it out because you won't be disappointed. Coming in at number 8, I have the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan, more specifically House of Hades. This is my absolute favorite book in the Heroes of Olympus series. It is just, words cannot describe how amazing this book is and the series, so definitely check it out if you haven't. Coming in at number 7, I have Angel Fall by Susan E. This is the Penryn and End of Days trilogy with World After following Angel Fall. These books are so much fun. We have a kick-ass heroine, a crazy post-apocalyptic world, and it's just so much fun. This book sort of blew up here on BookTube, so I'm sure you've read it. Coming in at number 6, I have the Across the Universe trilogy by Beth Revis. I couldn't pick a favorite because they all are fantastic and are different in their own ways, but this is also one of my favorite trilogies. It's definitely one of my favorite science fiction trilogies, so if you're looking for a good science fiction read, definitely check this out. Do not be dissuaded by this cover thinking it's a love story. It is definitely not. Coming in at number 5, I have One Tiny Lie by K.A. Tucker. This is the second book in sort of a companion series, which I think you could read out of order if you wanted, but this one is amazing. The first one I thought was just okay, it was good, but this one was amazing. It's about the main characters in the first book. Her sister, she goes off to university for the first time, and it's sort of her coming out of her shell and slowly discovering who she is, and there is a swoon-worthy guy, and it is a lot of fun. This is new adult, so be wary of the mature content that is in it. Coming in at number 4, I couldn't pick one, so I just decided to go with both, and that is Ugly Love and Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover. The reason why I couldn't pick one or the other is because they are completely different books that deal with completely different sort of subject matter, and the characters are very different in age. This one would be considered new adult, I think, and this one would be more adult than new adult because the character is slightly older. But they're both fantastic, as I'm sure you guys all know. Coming in at number 3, I have the Mara Dyer trilogy by Michelle Hodkin, more specifically The Retribution of Mara Dyer. This book was fantastic, definitely by far my favorite of the series, especially chapter 73, I think it is, was written to perfection. I don't think I've ever read a chapter so perfect and so beautifully written before. I thought it was amazing. Coming in at number 2, I have Pretty Girl 13 by Liz Colley. This book blew my mind. It was amazing, it was dark, it was gritty, it was disturbing, it was amazing. If you don't know what this book is about, it's about a girl who goes missing and she shows up I think 3 or 2 years later, and she has no memory of what happened while all those years she was gone, and develops multiple personality disorder. It's a fantastic look into that sort of kind of mindset, and it was definitely a psychological thriller I will not forget. My favorite book of 2014, hands down, was Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I knew the second that I finished this book, this would be my favorite book of 2014, and I read it quite a few months ago, and it was just amazing. Flynn has this writing style that is impeccable. She has a knack for creating such disturbed and awful characters that you cannot help but be entranced by the story and everything going on. It was definitely my favorite. If you haven't read it, definitely go see it and then go watch the movie because you will be impressed by both. So those were my top 10 books of 2014, and now I'm just going to go through 4 more that I think deserve an honorable mention. The first one I want to talk about is Prep School Confidential by Kara Taylor. This is a super fun mystery story about a girl who goes off to a boarding school she doesn't want to be at, and she discovers some things. It's sort of like a a version of Veronica Mars. If you liked Veronica Mars, I think you would like this. It's not on par with Veronica Mars at all, but it's still a lot of fun. Next, I have Don't Look Back by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Amazing, so great. It's similar to Pretty Girl 13 by Liz Colley, but this focused more on the mystery aspect rather than the psychological aspect. So they're two great books that focus on two different aspects of almost the same story. Next, I have The Jewel by Amy Ewing. This surprised me a lot. There was a few things in here that I think could have been improved on, but overall this was a fantastic book and you should definitely check it out. There are a lot of moments in here that are just downright disturbing, not in a disgusting gore kind of way, but just sort of the message that it's sending, and it was great. I cannot wait for the second book. I'm hoping it's just as good, if not better, as this one. And the last book I want to mention is Ignite by Lily Paradis. This book it's a great contemporary read. It really is. If you're looking for something really cute and fluffy and with a swoon-worthy guy who looks like Henry Cavill, then definitely check this out. It's fantastic. I know this sort of blew up on BookTube here because a lot of people got it for review, and it is actually pretty great. And I cannot wait to read more from her because she definitely has a lot of potential as an author. So that's my list. Let me know down below what books made your favorite of 2014. Thanks for watching.